Welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we're tackling a massive, incredibly frustrating goal, ending that relentless daily grind of information overload in IT support. If you're working in IT ops or help desk support, you know exactly what I mean, right? Well, today we're looking at how Gemini in Google Workspace fundamentally shifts how you work. Now, this isn't some flashy, pie-in-the-sky AI theory. Think of this as a highly practical survival guide for your daily tech support operations. 2 to 3 hours. That's a pretty staggering number, isn't it? But honestly, that's the amount of time you're probably losing every single day. Just sitting there, reading endless emails, catching up on sprawling reply threads, and writing up routine reports. It's a massive, massive drain on your actual technical productivity. You're literally spending more time managing the communication about the problems than you are actually solving the problems. So I really want you to ask yourself, what if you could just automate the triage? We really need to reframe how we look at AI in the workplace. I want you to start thinking of Gemini not as some novelty gimmick, but as an invisible, highly practical colleague. It's a colleague that sits right inside your existing Google Workspace, and it gets your administrative tasks to 80% completion in about 10 seconds flat. It does all the heavy lifting, and you just come in and provide that final expert polish. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our battle plan to win back your Friday afternoon. First, triage and summarizing long threads. Second, drafting professional user replies. Third, analyzing support ticket volumes. And fourth, the weekly support summary. All right, let's kick things off with part 1, triage, and summarizing those long email threads. Picture this. It's 8 a.m., you've just logged in, coffee in hand, and boom, you're facing a massive incident that erupted overnight. You open your inbox to an overwhelming wall of text. It's a chaotic 30-message email thread titled Urgent VPN Latency Outage. We all know the absolute dread of opening an active incident thread like this, right? The actual technical problem, the vital diagnostic data you actually need, is completely buried under layers of reply alls, panicked user reports, and all that cross-departmental chatter. Trying to find the actual technical signal in all this noise takes serious time and mental energy. But in the Gemini era of Gmail, you don't read all that. You just go right up to the top of the thread and click Summarize this email. And instantly, Gemini cuts through the noise. It synthesizes 30 chaotic messages into 3 perfectly clean bullet points. The context is a VPN latency issue, the decision is to route to Tier 2, and the next action is a required DNS cache flush. Bam! You instantly know exactly what to do. When you contrast the old way with the new way, the difference is literally night and day. The traditional method? That's easily 15 minutes of endless scrolling, reading, and hunting for decisions. But the Gemini method gives you a precise 3-point summary in 10 seconds. It brings this incredible calm, pragmatic relief to your morning triage. You get the instant context you need, and you save a massive amount of time. Time that can now be spent actually fixing the VPN. Moving right along to part 2, drafting professional user replies. So you've identified the technical issue, but now you have to deal directly with the impacted users. And let's be honest, they are not always happy. You receive an escalation directly in your inbox, and it reads, "The VPN is still down. I can't get any work done, and I have a deadline in an hour. Fix this now." It's emotionally charged, it's super stressed, and it requires urgent de-escalation. But as an IT engineer, your mind is totally focused on fixing the DNS cache, not on crafting a beautifully empathetic PR response. You really need a quick, professional way to handle this without losing your technical focus. This is where the Help Me Write feature in Gmail is a total lifesaver. You just type a really blunt, rushed prompt, something like, "Tell user we know about latency and suggest clearing DNS cache." In seconds, Gemini translates your rushed thought into a polished, de-escalated apology, complete with clear, structured instructions on how to perform the DNS cache flush. You go from a stressed, hurried IT thought directly to a customer-ready, highly professional reply. And this brilliantly illustrates one of the absolutely most powerful integrations, using the @ symbol. You literally just type @IT_standard operating procedure v2 right there in your draft, and Gemini intelligently extracts the exact DNS cache clearing steps from your official Google Drive document and drops them straight into the reply. No hunting through folders, and absolutely no copy-pasting required. It's amazing. Okay, part 3, analyzing support ticket volumes. So the fire is out, the users are updated, but now it's mid-afternoon, and it's time to make sense of the messy ticket data. You are staring at a total nightmare. An unformatted, chaotic CSV export of support tickets. Disorganized columns for asset IDs, users, departments, and issues. It's just raw data, and it needs immediate analysis so you can understand the full impact of the morning's VPN outage. Traditionally, this means spending the next hour writing VLOOKUPs, pivot tables, and trying to remember complex multi-condition query functions. Just thinking about it is exhausting, right? Instead of all that, you just open up the Gemini side panel in Google Sheets and use natural language. You literally just ask it, what filters should I use to see only enterprise tier accounts with recurring issues? You completely bypass writing complex nested formulas. Gemini acts like your own personal data analyst, either telling you exactly what to do or directly generating the formulas and table structures for you using the Help Me Organize feature. Now, what's really interesting about this is how fast you can go from raw data to visual insight. You just ask Gemini to analyze the issue types and boom, you instantly have a clean breakdown showing software issues at 75% and hardware issues at 25%. You didn't have to manually build a single chart. And you can just keep iterating with ad hoc natural language queries. Want to see where the outage hit the hardest? Ask Gemini to visualize ticket volume by department. Instantly, it builds a bar chart proving the impact of the VPN outage across sales, marketing, and engineering. This is exactly how you build a compelling narrative around your data without spending your entire afternoon formatting cells. Finally, part 4, the weekly support summary. It's the dreaded Friday afternoon scramble for management. Building this operations report usually means hunting down decisions and metrics that are just scattered across your entire digital ecosystem. You are pulling from 5 different Google Docs, reviewing 12 sprawling Gmail threads from the week's incidents, and scanning through 3 massive Google Meet transcripts just to build one cohesive document. It is tedious, manual, deeply exasperating consolidation. And keep in mind, if your organization uses automated IT triage agents to handle routine incoming tickets and searches, all of that automated action leaves a digital paper trail across your workspace. It's fantastic for efficiency, sure, but it creates even more scattered data that you eventually need to round up for your end-of-week report. So here is the final massive, pragmatic win for your Friday. Using the Help Me Create feature in Google Docs, you simply prompt Gemini to summarize the week's major incidents. You just reference those specific Meet transcripts, Gmail threads, and Drive files using that @mention trick we talked about earlier. Gemini completely synthesizes all those scattered workspace files into a nicely formatted, professional weekly summary in under 5 minutes. You literally get your Friday afternoon back. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final provocative question. Are you managing your inbox or is it managing you? The tools to automate the busy work, to instantly analyze massive data sets, and to seamlessly synthesize information are already living right inside your workspace environment. It's absolutely time to rethink your daily workflow. Let Gemini take over the triage so you can finally get back to doing the real work. Thanks so much for joining me, and I really hope this helps you win back your day.